Anakin Skywalker burst into the Chancellor's private office while Coruscant howled outside. The doors sealed behind him, muffling sirens into a dull pulse. Palpatine stood at the wide window, framed by traffic lanes and smoke, calm, like the war was simply scenery. "You're afraid," Palpatine said. "The Jedi will never trust you. But I can save the ones you love." Padme's face flashed in Anakin's mind, followed by the nightmare that had haunted him for weeks. Her dying, his power useless. Fear rose, then hardened into clarity. The dark side was here, thick in the air, wrapped around Palpatine's words like a second shadow. Palpatine's sleeve shifted. A red lightsaber slid into his palm. Anakin moved first. Blue light snapped to life. His blade cut through the red hilt mid-draw, then tore into flesh. Palpatine stumbled back, shock cracking his smile. He struck with the Force, trying to crush Anakin's throat, but Anakin's panic became fury, and the pressure shattered. Palpatine fell. He reached for control that was suddenly gone. Anakin struck again, and the Sith Lord collapsed on the marble, dead. Silence hit like a weight. Then alarms screamed. Wall holoscreens blinked on and began recording from every angle. Anakin stared at his reflection in the glass and understood the nightmare. Truth needed time, and the galaxy would not wait. The doors burst open. Mace Windu rushed in with 3 masters, sabers lit. They froze at the sight of Anakin standing over the Chancellor's body. "He was Sidious," Anakin said, voice raw. "He confessed. He tried to kill me." Windu's eyes narrowed. To the Republic, this would look like a Jedi execution. In the Senate complex below, Masameta slammed an emergency continuity key. A priority broadcast raced through the clone network. Chancellor assassinated. Jedi coup in progress. Secure the Senate. Detain all suspects. Across Coruscant, clone helmets turned toward each other, waiting for the next order that never came. Windu raised his lightsaber, not to strike, but to judge. And far below, clone boots began marching toward the office with rifles raised and loyalty uncertain. Mace Windu stepped deeper into the office and felt the Force twist like a wound. Palpatine lay dead near the window, robes spread across the marble. Anakin Skywalker stood above him with an ignited lightsaber, breathing hard, eyes wide with shock. "Deactivate your weapon," Windu ordered. Anakin held the blade a heartbeat too long. "He was Sidious," he said. "He confessed to me. He drew first." Kit Fisto's gaze flicked to a severed red hilt on the floor. Proof existed, but proof needed time, and time was already bleeding away. The office hollow screens were active, capturing every angle, turning fear into evidence. Windu stepped closer. "You were sent to report, not to execute." "I did what had to be done," Anakin snapped. The words came out sharp, like pride instead of terror. He saw Agent Kolar's expression tighten and knew he had just made himself easier to blame. Outside, alarms multiplied. Senate Guard voices shouted in the corridor. Clone troopers formed up behind them, rifles raised, unsure whether they were protecting the Jedi or containing them. A recording drone floated near the ceiling, watching the Masters form a half-circle around Anakin. Windu kept his voice level. "Skywalker, you will come with us. We will investigate. You will answer before the Council." Anakin looked down at Palpatine's face and felt dread, not victory. The Chancellor's network would speak for him now, and it would not speak truth. Anakin powered down his saber and lifted his hands. Windu activated binders around Anakin's wrists. Then Republic continuity cut through every channel in the building. Detain all suspects. Jedi coup in progress. Clone Sergeant Appo entered with a squad. His rifle aimed past Windu, straight at Anakin. "Master Windu," Appo said, "we have orders to take the suspect into Republic custody." Windu turned slowly. "You will not point weapons at Jedi." Appo hesitated. His helmet tilted toward the office doorway, toward the dead Chancellor beyond it. The clones had been bred for obedience, but the war had taught them instincts, and instincts said this was about to become a massacre. In that pause, Anakin understood the next conflict. Not Jedi versus Sith, Jedi versus the Republic's fear. Windu tightened his grip on Anakin's arm and stepped between him and the rifles. and Appo's finger settled on the trigger as more clones flooded the corridor. Mas Amedda stood in the Senate rotunda with practiced grief and a voice built for crisis. "The Chancellor has been murdered," he declared. "Preliminary reports indicate a Jedi coup." The words detonated. Jedi coup, Jedi betrayal, Jedi ambition. News channels repeated the phrase until it stopped sounding like an accusation and started sounding like a fact. Amedda's office released a short clip from the Chancellor's suite. Smoke, flashing sabers, Anakin Skywalker standing over a fallen body. The severed red lightsaber hilt never appeared. The audio cut before Anakin said the name, Sidious. The story was shaped in minutes. Senators chose sides by instinct. Those who feared the Jedi demanded mass arrests. Those who feared Palpatine's circle demanded a full inquiry. In the chaos, Amedda positioned himself as the only stable hand. Padme Amidala rose, demanding the full security record. Bail Organa demanded that the Jedi be heard. Mon Mothma warned that emergency powers were being built out of panic. Outside, Coruscant cracked. Crowds surged into the streets, some cheering the end of Jedi control, others screaming that the Senate was lying. Senate guard lines formed with shields and stun batons. Fires climbed through lower levels. Speeders fell from broken lanes. Hospitals filled with the injured. Inside the Jedi Temple, alarms echoed through stone corridors. The council convened, and Obi-Wan returned to hear Anakin's name spoken like a crime. He wanted to believe his brother had stopped a Sith Lord. He also knew the galaxy rarely rewarded truth when fear was easier. Clones across the Republic received detention orders with no target list. Some commanders asked their Jedi generals for direction. Others locked Jedi out of command codes. The army began to split into separate interpretations of loyalty. Windu ordered the temple shields reinforced and all Jedi recalled. "We will not give them an excuse," he said. The Senate called it proof. By nightfall, Amedda issued a directive, Jedi restricted to the temple for public safety. The Republic had not declared war on the Jedi, but it had placed a cage around them. Obi-Wan stared down at the burning skyline and felt the Force tremble with doubt. And deep in the Senate, Amedda prepared a second broadcast with names, not slogans. The Republic continuity message reached the front lines like a shockwave. Chancellor assassinated. Jedi coup in progress. Detain all suspects. It was official, but it was not absolute, and that difference changed everything. On Megiddo, Commander Bacara demanded Ki-Adi-Mundi's command codes. Bacara did not fire. On Felucia, Bly refused to arrest Aayla Secura without proof. On Kashyyyk, clones hesitated when Wookiees placed themselves between Yoda and a detention squad. Across the galaxy, clone units split by instinct. Some followed Jedi generals because they had survived battles together. Others followed Senate authority because it was what they were made to do. The same armor now aimed at different futures. On Kamino, trainers argued in sterile halls. Was Mas Amedda the lawful successor? Did Jedi still command the army? The answers shifted with every transmission. The Separatists did not waste the moment. General Grievous launched coordinated raids on fuel depots, medical stations, and hyperspace relay beacons. He wanted the Republic blind and starving while it fought itself. Supply ships vanished. Reinforcements arrived late or not at all. Outer Rim worlds begged for help and received silence. Jedi on distant fronts felt the shift most sharply. Some were detained mid-battle, disarmed by clones who sounded apologetic and afraid. Others were quietly warned by commanders who still trusted them. The war began to feel like betrayal without a clear trigger. Back on Coruscant, the Jedi Temple became a fortress of restraint. Windu forbade preemptive strikes. "If we move first, we become the coup they claim," he said. Obi-Wan argued for action against Grievous. Yoda urged caution. The council debated while the galaxy bled. Then the reports changed tone. Not just detentions, confiscations, interrogations, prison transports being prepared. The Republic was building cages big enough for an entire order. A list of high-risk Jedi spread through clone channels across the Outer Rim. At the top was Anakin Skywalker, and the next order was already leaving Coruscant. Anakin sat in a guarded chamber, deep in the Jedi Temple, wrists locked in energy binders. The cuffs were not just restraint, they were a verdict written before a trial. Obi-Wan entered alone, exhaustion in his face. "Tell me what happened," he said. Anakin spoke quickly, as if speed could outrun disaster. Palpatine confessed to being Sidious. Palpatine promised power over death. Palpatine reached for a hidden blade. "I struck first," Anakin admitted, "because if I didn't, he would." Obi-Wan's jaw tightened at the name Padme.
"If the Senate learns you are tied to her, they will use it to destroy you."
"Then let me see her," Anakin said. "Padme can demand the full recording. She can force Ameta to show what he cut out. She can stop this." The council refused. Windu called Padme a liability. Plo Koon called it necessary caution. Yoda's voice was gentle but firm. Fear leads to haste. Haste leads to shadow. Anakin heard only rejection. He had killed the Sith the council could not find, and they answered by locking him away. Outside, Coruscant erupted. Riots raged around the Senate district. Senate Guard raided suspected Jedi sympathizers. The HoloNet demanded trials. The word purge began appearing in whispers. Padme tried to reach Anakin through secure channels. The temple blocked the request. Her apartment was placed under protective observation. Friends were questioned. Every trip to the Senate became a risk. Obi-Wan argued for patience and investigation. Windu answered with cold arithmetic. "If we release him, we look guilty. If he runs, we confirm the coup." That night, Windu arrived with 2 masters and heavier binders. "Anakin Skywalker," he said, "you are under formal arrest pending inquiry." Anakin rose slowly. The binders tightened. His breathing turned ragged. "I saved the Republic," he whispered. Windu did not soften. "Then you will prove it under the law." A new transmission echoed through temple comms. Heightened containment protocols. Authorization for Senate Guard entry if resistance occurred. Anakin closed his eyes and felt Padme's fear, distant and sharp. When he opened them again, something in him stopped asking for permission. The binders hummed hotter against Anakin's skin as the temple shook from distant impacts. And in the halls above, the sound of approaching troops told him time had run out. General Grievous watched the Republic tear itself open and chose speed over subtlety. The Jedi were accused, the Senate was divided, the clones were unsure. For Grievous, it was the perfect moment to end the war with a knife to the heart. He struck in waves. Separatist fleets hit fuel depots along the Corellian Run, then jumped to raid medical convoys on the Perlemian. Droid commandos sabotaged hyperspace relay beacons, turning safe routes into blind jumps that killed ships without firing a shot. Each blow forced the Senate to choose, defend Coruscant or defend the front. Frontier governors pleaded for reinforcements, committees argued about legality. Ameta's loyalists promised safety in exchange for obedience, pushing emergency security bills through the Senate. On Coruscant, fear became violence. Crowds gathered at the Plaza of the Republic, screaming for Jedi arrests. Other crowds screamed back, accusing Ameta of seizing power. Senate Guard lines formed with shields and stun batons, but the walls only redirected rage. Fires climbed through lower levels. Speeders fell from broken lanes. Hospitals overflowed. The capital became a city at war with itself. Inside the Jedi Temple, the Council received grim reports. Jedi units on the Outer Rim were being contained by their own clones, disarmed mid-campaign, and shipped toward detention sites. The term sounded clean. The intent did not. Obi-Wan begged to lead a strike against Grievous. "If we end the war, we cut the fear," he argued. Windu refused to send large forces. "If we mobilize, they call it a coup," he said. Then the sensor net caught a signal from deep space. Grievous's flagship had shifted course, lining up a run toward the core. Not raids now, a threat to the capital itself. Clone gunships tightened their ring around the temple spires, as if expecting the Jedi to flee. In detention, Anakin felt the riots through the Force like distant thunder. He felt Padme somewhere in that storm, her fear sharp enough to taste. He also felt a war coming to Coruscant that no one could vote their way out of. Emergency flares carved red lines across Coruscant's sky as the city braced for impact. And in orbit, Separatist warships dropped from hyperspace on a direct approach toward the capital. The first shot near the temple was an accident. A nervous trooper flinched, a stun bolt ricocheted, and a scream followed. In minutes, the ring of gunships became a cordon, and the cordon became a firefight. Senate Guard demanded the surrender of the assassin. Clones demanded compliance with continuity orders. The Jedi demanded time. Time vanished. A Meta's security chief authorized a breach team. They entered the lower halls with stun rifles and sonic charges, claiming they only wanted one prisoner. Their formation said otherwise. They were ready to break the order. In the detention wing, an explosion knocked Anakin to one knee. His binders flashed, resisting his strength. He felt panic ripple through the temple. Younglings, healers, archivists, all suddenly trapped. Obi-Wan reached the cell door, breathless. "Anakin, listen. We can still." Another blast cut him off. Smoke poured down the corridor. A frightened clone fired into the haze. A Jedi fell. Anakin snapped. He did not reach for calm. He reached for power. The dark side surged through him like fire. The binders shattered. The door buckled outward. Anakin stepped into the corridor and lifted his hand. Blaster bolts froze midair, hanging like burning insects. The breach team stopped, stunned by the impossible. Anakin pushed, and the bolts reversed into stone, not bodies. He dragged wounded Jedi behind cover with a violent pull that cracked tiles and bent railings. Windu saw it from the next intersection. He saw Anakin saving lives. He also saw the method: rage, control, domination. "Stand down," Windu shouted. Anakin's eyes burned with strain. "If I stand down, they kill us." He advanced anyway, breaking weapons with the Force and clearing paths for civilians to escape. The breach line retreated, shaken, calling him a threat over open comms. Outside shattered windows, HoloNet drones captured the most terrifying angle. Skywalker unbound, surrounded by frozen blaster fire. Across Coruscant, that image became proof, not of rescue, but of domination. Inside the temple, Jedi who raised him felt fear where trust used to live. Anakin felt it too. He had saved them, yet he was still alone. Windu ignited his lightsaber and blocked Anakin's path in the smoke-filled hall. Behind them, the temple's main doors began to melt under heavy cutting beams. Coruscant did not fall to Grievous's assault, but it bled. Republic defenders fought in orbit while the Senate argued under burning skies. Jedi starfighters launched from hidden hangars. Clone squadrons obeyed some orders and ignored others. In the chaos, the Jedi made a brutal calculation: end the war quickly, or be crushed by it. Obi-Wan led a quiet hunt for Grievous, supported by clone commanders who still trusted their generals. The trail ended on Utapau. The duel was short, violent, and final. When Grievous died, the Separatist war machine lost its last iron nerve. Without Sidious to coordinate surrender, the Separatist Council scattered. Some worlds sued for peace, others refused and became pirate kingdoms. The Clone Wars ended, but stability did not replace them. On Coruscant, Mas Amedda attempted to crown himself acting Chancellor under continuity law. Padme, Bail Organa, and Mon Mothma fought him in the Rotunda with evidence and alliances, demanding a full inquiry into Palpatine's hidden network. They demanded the release of detained Jedi. They demanded the truth. Then the HoloNet replayed the temple footage again. Anakin unbound, blaster fire frozen, soldiers retreating. To many citizens, it was proof that Jedi were dangerous. To others, it was proof Skywalker was the only one strong enough to prevent another war. In the temple's broken halls, Windu offered Anakin a final choice: surrender and stand trial, or be hunted as a threat to the Republic. Anakin's hands trembled. He thought of Padme, of the child she carried, of a future that kept slipping away. "I saved lives," he said, "and you still call me a danger." Obi-Wan pleaded, voice raw, "Stay, let us fix this together." At last, Padme's message reached him through a sympathetic senator's channel. Come to me, please. As tasked. Anakin looked from the smoking skyline to the Council's grim faces. He felt the Republic pulling apart, piece by piece. He also felt a new kind of power, not hidden, not patient, immediate. He stepped backward toward his starfighter, not as a Sith, not as a Jedi, but as something the galaxy had not named yet. Anakin's engines roared, and the hangar shook as he lifted into Coruscant's burning sky. Obi-Wan watched him go, realizing the next war might begin with one man's choice.